Bleep it.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to.
It's going to be the best game
First one
ever
sucked.
made.
No.
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be.
I
awesome.
bought it. I bought
it,
the fucking season pass version of it for like $15 the other day.
Yeah,
it bothers me. It bothers me that you hate the Souls games that much.
they suck. I'm sorry.
They do not. I'll give you the Dark Souls.
I hated Dark Souls. I hated Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls
I hate Bloodborne.
No, Dark Souls. You're nuts. Dark Souls 2 was bad, but Dark Souls 1 was really good, and Dark Souls 3 was good.
I've waited 30 years for this.
She's waited 30 years.
Turn that down.
No.
Hey Andrew, we're streaming right now.
Are we really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Watching.
Are we really?
Watching.
I was watching Battlefront 2.
Why are you watching Battlefront 2? The first one was so bad.
Because I
I'm
still
gonna
like
wanna play
watching
it.
trailers.
It's gonna suck.
Battlefront was good for like 5 minutes because it was a really good, like it has a great skin on a bad game. Like it's like, here's all the things you love about Star Wars visually, and let's put it on literally one of the worst games of all time. I'd shoot at people and I had to have it aimed right on their head and it just fly like right off to the. I hated that game. Oh, it bothered me so much.
Are we really
Go to a
streaming?
friend's house and
Yeah, we are
play
streaming.
2
Oh,
minutes.
Yeah.
fuck me, man. You gotta tell me.
I did. Well, I was gonna tell you. I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, well.
Surprise!
Surprise.
Surprise! We're streaming right now. Yeah, From Software does good stuff. I haven't played Bloodborne yet, but that's a game that I would I would actually buy a PS4 just to play Bloodborne and Bloodborne 2 because they're both good. Like From Software is great. This is such a bad video game take by you. Usually, whenever you poo-poo on stuff, I understand the logic where you're coming from. But the Dark Souls games, like the reason you don't like it is because they're hard. I get it. It's fine.
I don't. It's okay to have a game that's difficult. It's different if the game is difficult and the controls are shit. And with every game they make, the controls are shit.
The controls are not shit.
Absolute shit. And what's funny is this is the same company that made Enslaved, a game I fucking loved, and I loved the combat system. And some damn how they screwed up everything when they made Dark Souls.
I never played Enslaved. What was Enslaved
Enslaved was great. It was awesome.
What's it about?
You play this guy who gets a collar smashed on his neck, and you have to protect this girl who's trying to get into this like utopia or whatever, and you just beat the shit out of people the entire time, and it was great. Dark Souls sucked.
So there's no strategy. Like, what's the strategy behind the cool thing about Dark Souls is like you have to die a couple of times to learn the fight, and then you have to strategize to actually beat things. Like Dark Souls is great.
So it's like Amistad to Paradise, is what that it's about.
Absolutely. I know what you're talking about.
I understood that reference. I am smart. I have books.
Yeah, I have many books. Look behind Andrew, people. There are books that I own. All right, we're going to start this. Be quiet, Carrie. Wait, hold on. I have to fix this. All right, be quiet, Carrie. Don't say it. Shut up. Shut up, Carrie. Shut up, Carrie. Shut up.
Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast. Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast.
Why did it do that?
What was that?
Oh, that was pretty sweet. That was some pretty sweet feedback. Oh, because we're a professional program, that's why I did that. Gary, don't talk. You can ask questions later, Gary. If you have questions, you may ask them of the group when the intro is done playing. But until the intro is done playing, you're not allowed to talk. And you know that.
Branding, motherfucker.
Yeah, we got to brand this thing. Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast. I am Josh Beard at Josh Beard Radio on Twitter. He is Andrew Van Wart across from me at Derek Warthog. And then we're joined by that creepy son of a gun in the robe with the pipe lying sideways with milk or a White Russian. We're not sure. That is Carrie Craig, Carrie at Carrie Hot Ice on Twitter. We're streaming live on Facebook right now on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network. You can find us on Facebook.com/NerdedUpPod. You can find us at NerdedUpPod on Twitter. And then you can find the what's the thing called? The recorded part of it? Oh, the podcast. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. And then you can check out, if you want to look at the videos, you can come to Facebook.com/Watch Phantom, or you can go to YouTube and look up Nerded Up Pod or Nerded Up on YouTube. We got stuff on there too. Boom, branding out of the way. God, I'm getting so good at this. But look at this. I'm going through my list.
I didn't know we were on the YouTubes, man.
I literally said everything I needed to say.
Goodbye,
I
everybody.
like that little information at the end of the car commercial.
I don't know. What do you mean?
You're going like really fast.
Am I going really fast?
Yeah, it's like you're reading off the warnings for a medication.
Do I need to go slower? That's the thing is, there's sometimes I feel like I need to take a sedative before we do these things.
You were pretty much fine printing the shit out of that.
You got to fine print it. Everybody needs to know exactly where they can find us, especially the people that are watching us right now. Like
That's
they know
what
where
the
they can
lawyers
find
say.
us. They need to continue to know where they can find us. You know what? I don't need y'all's naysaying right now. Y'all are being.
That's how we do it on the post, man.
That's how we do it on the post. Literally nobody understands that except for the two of us, and that's the best part about it. So tonight is our E3 preview show, and I really just want to dive into everything. E3 starts on Sunday. Sunday is the Xbox and Microsoft preview, right? Or the Microsoft Expo,
so.
correct?
I think so.
I think it is.
I believe so,
I'm almost. Yeah, the 11th, and that's Sunday. Yes, because the 12th is my birthday, and that's Monday. Boom, Sunday is the Microsoft Expo.
Happy birthday!
Thank you very much. But I wanted to, I wanted to do a preview episode now instead of next week because E3 is already going to be underway by next Sunday.
Right.
On Thursday, we're going to do our Wonder Woman preview. I surprisingly actually got to go see it. I didn't think I was going to get to see it yet. I have so many thoughts on this movie that I want to give, but these two bastards haven't actually seen the thing yet.
I have not.
But they will go see it because I have demanded it of them. But tonight, we're just going to dive into everything E3. We're going to dive into our hopes and our dreams, the things that we want and the things that we love, and our fears, our E3 fears. So we got. I think Mike at Mike Darwin is watching us on Facebook right now. We got some Facebook viewers. I like that.
Nice.
Y'all need to watch us. We're
Thanks.
super pretty.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
We're glad you're here.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, back.
So I don't know. Like
What you
let's just dive into it. Do you want to do our predictions, hopes, and fears first, or do you want to just dive into the news items first? Because I feel like we could go forever on the E3 stuff.
I'll let you lead this dance.
Let's go. Hey, I'm trying to lead this up to like everybody. Let's make this a democracy.
Okay,
Carrie, what do
Carrie,
you think?
You do it.
Stupid.
Shut up, Carrie.
Okay.
Nobody cares. Shut up, Carrie. Shut up.
God
Shut up.
damn it.
Shut up, Carrie, shut up. All right. So first, we're going to dive into. We'll do the news items first because I want to get these out of the way so we can just do E3 stuff and not even worry about anything else.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Is that what you were going to say?
I was going
Okay,
to
good.
suggest it, but I didn't want to take over.
All right. So
My thoughts.
Nintendo, I think, is actually listening to people because
Like, you mean like Snowden listening to people?
no, not that kind of listening.
Okay.
To people. Like they're actually it's
He's a daddyist. He's a daddyist. Audio.
It's because it's almost like they're starting to care about what the community wants from them. And
Yeah.
so they announced the other day that they're going to do Nintendo Online, which is going to be like their pay online service, which they already have an online service right now.
So that's what people told Nintendo. We want to pay more. For
That's
shit.
that's not the part where they're listening. They were going to do a pay service at some point, especially with the Switch.
Everyone's going to it.
Right, the Switch is so popular, and it's not that bad. The price point, it's only $20 for the whole year. So it's not that bad for the Nintendo Online. The only problem is like they're adding in chat, so you can actually chat with people while you're playing games, which you haven't been able to do before on Nintendo.
Yeah.
But you have to do it through a phone app. So
Oh, are you serious?
yeah, so you have to download a phone app, and you can actually chat with people on that.
So
But
not
you can't actually chat with them on the game while you're like on the game console itself.
Well, like-
it's weird.
So
Just
they're
call
pretty
them
much
on the damn phone.
yeah. I mean, like the phone app is called your fucking cell phone. Like that's. I mean, like,
Yeah, it's like there's a Nintendo app that they're gonna have, and you like
Call
Like,
the cell phone.
You can invite people and you can voice chat and you can set up game appointments, but you can't do it through the console.
We've
You have to do it
invented
through
this
our
thing
app.
called the ringtone.
Yeah.
So when you
You
call,
can send text
they'll
messages.
hear it. Right.
Yeah, essentially that's what they're doing.
That's
so-
I mean,
It's a little dumb, and that's going to launch in 2018. That part of it is dumb. And here's the part where Nintendo's actually listening to people. So like, it sucks that they're going to make people pay for it. They're adding some things in, maybe not the way we want them to add them in. But here's the cool thing: is they're making kind of like a Netflix for classic video games. So if you have the subscription, they're going to constantly be updating their library of classic Nintendo video games like Dr. Mario, Super Mario Brothers, all of them, and you can download them onto your Switch.
so this is why they scrapped the fucking NES Classic,
right,
Because they're
and-
going to offer this.
Which I'm surprised if they're going to do this with the Switch. I'm surprised they're coming out with the SNES Classic. I'm guessing they're just doing it because the NES Classic was so popular and everybody wanted it.
You're going to have people who just want to have the look and feel of the Super NES, like the old school Super NES, are going to buy this piece of garbage. When you could go out and for $30, $35 buy a Raspberry Pi, like a Model 3, even a fucking Pi Zero for $10, $16 on an SD card, and literally have thousands and thousands of free video games through RetroPie.
The one redeeming quality that I'll give, if you have the Nintendo Online subscription and you have the Nintendo Switch,
right.
The one cool thing about it is if you download those games onto your Switch, because it can become a handheld console, like a little tablet console,
You pretty much have
you can go take a shit and play Super Mario Brothers 3.
My shits have had a paucity of good video games.
I'm in there for like 45 minutes at a time. Things are not regular.
Most of the time, I'm not even shitting.
Yeah.
I'm just reading a book because I don't want the kids.
I could probably finish Breath of the Wild in one bathroom visit, and that's like a 500-hour game.
That's the worst Breath of the
But-
Wild.
Yeah. So like with the Raspberry, like with the Retro Pi, when you get the Raspberry Pi, which if people haven't seen it, I'll show my little fast. This is my little Retro Pi.
He
my little
even got the
Raspberry
badass
Pi.
case. I don't know where you found that. I looked for
Right
a
here.
case.
It's awesome. All it is, it's like a little mini computer. You can load thousands and thousands of old classic Nintendo games and ROMs, Sega games, and stuff like that. You can try, if you have better cooling systems, you can try to load like 64 games on there, maybe some PlayStation.
Yeah, you
games
definitely need like a heat sink and a fan going.
Right.
And overclock the son of a bitch.
Absolutely. They have special cases for that and stuff too. But you can do all that stuff. And for like a really, really good RetroPie setup, you just drop $100 and you've got it.
Yeah.
But
or less. I seriously, I built mine. I've got a Lego compatible case for it. I think I spent maybe like $45.
Yeah, see, you can easily drop $50 and get away with it.
Yeah.
The cool thing about being able to play these classic games on the Switch is it's portable.
Right.
And you can play it with. You don't have to buy we already have the Switch with 4 controllers. The entire family can play something like F-Zero or something like that, and we don't have to worry about we got to plug in the Retro Pi. We have to plug in the controllers.
Right.
Oops, I forgot to plug the controllers in before I turned it on.
Yeah. Well, and having actually Nintendo go through and probably update the game. So that's the one detractor with the Retro Pi. You don't know if the ROM you got for that game is complete shit.
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
that's what I've run into that where I'm like, I'm super stoked to play a certain game. I finally found a decent ROM that everyone says is good. You get on there and something doesn't work, and it's like, well, fuck.
Right. Exactly. All right. So everybody watching on Facebook, chime in. Let us know. Like, do you think this Nintendo Online is worth the? It's only $20 a year, and they're going to update this library to have all these classic Nintendo games that you can download. And I think it's a really good deal. But let us know what you think. Let us know if you think that's a good deal or not. If you pay $20 a year to be able to play all the old Super Mario games, and honestly, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch yet, that needs to be your next purchase. The console is just phenomenal. We've only got a few games for it. We've got Breath of the Wild, which it deserves all of the E3 awards that it won last year. We've got Mario Kart, which Mario Kart 8 has been out for a while, but it's fun. It's a blast. You have the little mini controllers that we can play with the kids, and I'm like sitting here like this, still kicking everybody's ass. And then we got Minecraft for the Switch today, which is Minecraft with a Super Mario Brothers theme. It's really cool. The Switch is a great system.
That's awesome.
Let's move on to another news item, though.
Father's Day is coming up if my wife is.
Yeah. It's not that much. It's only $299.99 with tax.
That's not half a rent payment or anything.
So our second news topic and our final news topic before we really dive into our E3 predictions is we have the dates. I didn't see this before. This came out, I think, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But the dates for the Steam Summer Sale actually were announced and released. Yeah. So the sale starts this year on the 22nd, and it's going to go on June 22nd. It's going to go till July 5th. And what sucks is last year, I think I paid attention to like the first 2 days of the Steam Summer Sale, which started on the 23rd.
So I've never messed with one of the Steam Summer Sales. Explain to us and our viewers who also do not.
It is literally
like how does this work?
Okay, the Steam Summer Sale.
I had a shit computer for the longest time, so Steam was not an option.
Steam, if you don't know what Steam is, you're missing out. Steam is one of the best. A lot of people hate Steam. I love Steam. Steam is great. It's just this huge aggregate for video games where you can go and buy games on there, and you'll pay for them and they'll download them. I've got the Steam Link hooked up to this TV so I can actually stream games from my computer and play them with an Xbox controller on my TV through my Steam Link in here. It's awesome. And so the Steam Summer Sale is the best video game sale every year. Like there's games that are normally like $50 that you can get for $10 on some of the days of this sale.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, there's games that you would be like $20 or $30 that you can pick up for like $2.50. I bought games for like a $2.50 or like $4, $5, something like that. This Steam Summer Sale is phenomenal. And last year I screwed up because I only paid attention for the first couple of days, and then we got busy with some other stuff, and then I was working, and I forgot about the Steam Summer Sale the rest of the time, and I missed out on so many great games.
So are they like timed? Is it like for like the next hour or something like that, or is it just
kind of like it's hours? So it's like some of them are like flash sales where it's like an hour or two. Some of them are all day long. Some of them last a couple of days. But usually every single day there's a different like genre, or there's a different publisher or something like that where their games go on sale. The Steam Summer Sale is great.
Dude.
One thing I like that they do, they'll actually show it to where it'll show you the sales that are coming up.
Yeah.
So if you want to just hang on to your money for a little bit, you can wait 2 days and you'll have the sale that you really, really want. And I really like that.
That's good, man. I have to check that shit out.
It's really it's the best deal in video games. Other than the Humble Bundle, which Humble Bundle, if you haven't checked that out, go to humblebundle.com or just Google Humble Bundle, and you can donate like $5 and you can get like 20 games sometimes. Sometimes they've got some really good games. Sometimes they have absolute crap. But other than Humble Bundle, the Steam Summer Sale is the best deal out there by far. All right, so that doesn't
the Stick of Truth for like $6.
Yeah,
I got that for like $10 on the Xbox though. That wouldn't.
Oh, look at you! Well, and Xbox is going to have their summer sale too. I don't know. I don't have a PS4, so I don't know if PlayStation does their summer sales, but I know Xbox does a summer sale.
They just have your information stolen every time.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're going to sell your shit this summer.
Well, we're going to have our video. We're going to give you free video games because we sold all of your information.
Right. From the proceeds of selling your information, here's a few.
But so the Steam Summer Sale, Xbox Summer Sale, they're both coming up soon, and that'll do it for our news items. So let's really just dive into our E3 preview. Like I said, you're watching us on Phantom right now on Facebook. I'm doing our Facebook Live. This is the Nerd Up Podcast. I'm Josh Beard. He's Andrew Van Wart, and we're joined by Carrie Craig. We're the trio of awesomeness. And we're going to do our E3 preview right now. We'll do our Wonder Woman review on Thursday. But I want to dive into the scary part, and I want to know what y'all's fears for E3 are. And if you're watching us on Facebook right now, chime in, join the conversation. Let us know what you think about E3, games that you're excited about, games that you're not excited about, what you want to see the most. But Andrew, we'll start with you. What are your biggest fears for E3?
Do you mean other than Neil deGrasse Tyson presents The Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson needs to slow the fuck down a little bit. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm stoked to see. I'm afraid that South Park: The Fractured But Whole will get pushed back another fucking year. That's going to be their announcement. Like, yeah, fuck you guys. It's going to be 2019. Thank you very much. I think I'm interested to see how shitty the next Assassin's Creed will be. I think that's probably they're just getting progressively. I'm turning into Carrie.
Yeah,
this is my
this is your third episode with Carrie, and
it's already rubbing off on me.
I can't wait for this shit. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait for the shitty game.
Yeah, I predict that this year's Atari ET game is probably going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy game, because making a fucking game from a movie is not only extremely 90s, but also never turns out well.
You said it's Square Enix, because I hadn't seen this. This is Square Enix doing this, right?
Yeah, which I mean, they do some good shit. I mean, I'm not saying if anyone could do it right, they could.
Right.
It's just, I mean, I don't know. Trying to do video game thing, like I've played some of the Spider-Man, never liked any of them. Most Star Wars games have kind of sucked ass. I mean, just like just keep them separate, man. Don't do like I don't know. I just think it's gonna be a bad idea.
The only Star Wars games that have ever been good are the Knights of the Old Republic games.
Oh shit!
Those
yeah.
are the only
on
ones.
the old, like the first PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Like just straight up PlayStation, there was a couple that were really badass.
What was the one on 64? There was one on Nintendo 64 that came out late. It was one of the first Star Wars games on that console that was really good. But I can't remember.
Wait, is that oh fuck? I know what you're talking about. I used to play it on PC all the time.
Emperor or something about Shadows of the Empire.
Shadow of the Empire.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was based off a book.
Yeah.
That was like they came up with a book. There was like a whole toy line based off of it. That was crazy cool.
That's the only Star Wars book I've ever read, and I read it because of that game, and which was a feat at the time because I hated reading, not because I didn't know how to. Shut up, Carrie. I know you're about to bring that up, but because I just didn't like reading at the time. I like playing video games solely and only. That's all I like doing. All right, Carrie, what's your biggest fear for E3? Like, what's? I know you hate everything, and you're technically afraid of everything because you hate it. But what are your biggest fears?
No, I'm afraid of very little. I hate a lot. There's a difference.
Yeah.
One of my fears, though, my biggest fear is that Microsoft will just completely market and announce this Scorpio just the absolute wrong way, like they did with the Xbox One. Just, I honestly like I understand what they were going with the one and how they announced it, but they did it the exact wrong way. And I want them to just go with we're giving the tools to the devs kind of thing with the Scorpio. Like, it's going to be out of our hands because it's in our hands. We usually fuck it up. So I want them to convey the devs can have their own tools. We're just having the console to, do all this stuff.
No, I think that's a good idea. Because they're so fucking proprietary.
Yeah,
they're so fucking proprietary about everything, and that's what everyone really fucking hates about them, right? Is that they try to have your fucking balls in a vice with everything. And so if they actually market this as like this is for the developers, I think they might probably be better.
This goes back to last episode.
I'm just gonna hold the guitar. I'm not gonna play it at all. I'm just gonna hold it because that's how cool I am.
This goes back to last episode where we talked about Microsoft and how they just find ways to screw up things that shouldn't be screwed up.
Yeah.
And they find ways to ruin things that shouldn't be ruined. So like that, I would be disappointed if they really, really just muck up the Scorpio announcement. And I want to see, like, I guess my biggest fear is Project Scorpio ends up being a huge letdown. That's one of my biggest. I have two. But that's definitely by far the biggest one, because if it's a huge letdown, it's 100% going to be because of what you brought up, because they just didn't present it the right way.
I mean, thus far they haven't fucked up a console. I mean, like, I mean, they've pretty much been hitting on all cylinders
that we know of. I mean, we haven't really seen anything of it yet, other than it's like, oh, it's going to be super 4K and it's going to be super powerful. But like, have we seen any gameplay from it? What if it ends up just being, which I think is a really shitty attempt at trying to finagle more money out of people. But is it just going to be another PlayStation 4 Pro?
Right.
Like, it doesn't need to be the PlayStation 4 Pro. They already did the Xbox One S. The Project Scorpio needs to be something completely in and of itself, where Scorpio gets exclusives that can't be played on the Xbox One, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
and
everyone's fucking wanting backward compatibility on everything.
Well, that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear, is that Project Scorpio is just going to be. It's going to be like Xbox One S Plus,
like fucking HD DVD or something.
Right?
Like
yeah. This another one of Microsoft's biggest freaking failures. Is going
way to lose to Sony, you stupid douchebag.
Oh my god! But yeah, my second biggest fear that I really don't want to see this happen is, or like, if Microsoft doesn't have any surprise announcements.
Right.
Microsoft needs to have a surprise announcement, something that we're not expecting, something that's completely out of left field, because that's
first party something.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they have to have one of those announcements, or PlayStation's just going to win out again. PlayStation won out last year. I was reading an article today on IGN about did PlayStation live up to the hype? And the only games, the only games that lived up to the hype were cross-platform games. Like, Battlefield 1, it lived up to the hype there.
Right.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, it lived up to the hype there.
No
like,
exclusives, really.
Yeah, those are cross-platforms. And the exclusives that they announced were it was God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and there were like one or two other ones. And those are the first ones that they brought up. They were like Horizon Zero Dawn. They struck gold with that one, but then on the other ones, like, did they live up? Well, not yet. I mean, it's coming at some point. There's like PlayStation was considered by far the winner of E3 2016,
right?
And PlayStation was like, it's like, well, we're developing all these cool things, but they're not quite ready yet. A year later, and it's just gonna be I feel like it's what Ubisoft does to us every time. Ubisoft comes out with some badass trailer for some game that looks so awesome. Like The Division, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, the first time they had a Division trailer. And they show it, and it's this like badass looking game. And I couldn't wait to play it. The graphics are phenomenal. Everything's running at like 60 FPS, 1080p. And they're like, it's going to be graphically powerful and we can handle it, bro. And then it just like finally it just takes so long to come out and they screw it up. And then it ends up being like a horrible, horrible game. Yeah. And that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like this is. That's what I feel like they're doing. But we'll talk about Ubisoft real fast when it comes to the
fractured butthole. Well, we're
gonna get to the fractured butthole. We'll get to that because that's one of my hopes. That's one of my hopes. Yeah. But real quick with Ubisoft. Real soft with Ubisoft.
Real soft.
We're gonna get soft with it now, kid.
What if Ubisoft came out with like a toilet paper, extra soft by Ubisoft,
to clean up the shit we give you?
But then like the commercial's great and everything.
We're sorry, and you're welcome.
Yeah. We're sorry. But then like the commercial, they're gonna be like, it's so soft, and then you're actually gonna buy it's gonna be like a fucking Brillo pad. Like, what the fuck is this?
You're gonna pre-order it, and 2 years later, you're gonna get fucking sandpaper in a roll. Like, sorry.
It took them 2 years to actually.
This is like 600 grit. What the fuck?
Oh, Ubisoft.
Like someone's curb stomping your asshole.
So they had like a little teaser trailer for E3 that I watched where they went to the CEO of Ubisoft and they're like, hey, we made a teaser trailer. Why don't you check it out and you can tell us what we can show. The entire teaser trailer, and I know they did it on purpose and it was really tongue in cheek, but it was just stupid and hokey. But like they show the entire trailer and they would just redact the parts that they didn't want to show in the scenes that for games that are like surprise and nobody's heard of them, or like they haven't shown gameplay footage of Assassin's Creed yet. So the only things that they showed gameplay footage from, or a little bit of footage from, was the fractured hole.
Right. And because they've already put out so much shit from that. I mean, there's nothing new.
Right. And the other one was Far Cry 5. So the entire trailer, it's like redacted the fractured butthole, redacted Far Cry 5, redacted Far Cry 5. And I'm like, all right, like you're allowed to play up on your failures and how crappy you are at teasing things and showing things.
Right.
You're allowed to play that up when you haven't delayed games nonstop and when your games stop being failures. Because what was the last Ubisoft game? Let's run through Ubisoft games lately. Okay. Ghost Recon Wildlands, fun game, not considered a win.
Right.
A lot of people didn't either. They didn't either buy it or they hated it.
Right.
Let's go back to The Division. The Division ended up being a fail because they didn't know what they wanted to be. They didn't know if they wanted to be a freaking a dungeon crawling loot grinding game or if they wanted to be multiplayer.
Right.
I'm trying to think what other Ubisofts. How many Assassin's Creed fails have they had? In the last few Assassin's Creeds.
Ubisoft?
What? Yeah, For Honor is Ubisoft. That game's unplayable now.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay to win.
Right.
And so Ubisoft is like, okay, you can be funny with your trailers and your teasers when you actually have games out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're
most of the time it's funny when it's true, but it's not funny because it's true.
Yeah.
It's like that's
we'll move on. We'll move on from the fears because that's the sad part of E3. Almost every single bit of E3 is just I'm hopeful about and I'm happy about.
There's gonna be some cool shit coming out.
There is. So Carrie, let's go. What are your hopes for E3? What are the thing of this that I really want this to happen?
Okay, so this is Square Enix is actually partnering with People Can Fly, the dudes that did Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment.
Bulletstorm
to make some new like action shooter thingy. I want to see some stuff from that. I don't know if we actually will, but I really want to see something from that. What else? The Need for Speed Payback. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that one. It was just announced like, I don't know, 3 days ago or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty big fan of Need for Speed. The reboot from like 2015 was garbage, so I'm hoping this goes back to like Need for Speed Rivals instead of the garbage they put out last time. And there's a new fucking Ace Combat. Yes, fucking love Ace Combat. Games. Yeah, new Ace Combat.
I haven't played an Ace Combat in. I think PlayStation 2 was the last time I legitimately played an Ace Combat game.
I don't know if I've ever played an Ace Combat.
Oh, one of our friends, Derek, little Derek Sparks, had an Ace Combat game for his PlayStation 2, and that's the last time I remember playing.
Little Derek Sparks.
Little old Derek Sparks. He's not so little anymore.
Yeah.
But that's the last time I remember playing an Ace Combat. I've never really been big on like the whole like jet fighter game. I'm not.
See, I like flight simulator games. Like Star Fox was the shit.
Star Fox was awesome.
I definitely I can get into, like, I used to play like the X-Wing games and TIE Fighter games like a motherfucker.
So I can try it out, man. They got 6 other Ace Combats. Go play them.
Well, okay. I think I will. God damn it.
Hold on, time out. You can't give him other homework because I don't even think he did the homework that we gave him from the last episode on Wednesday.
I haven't.
Did you do that homework?
I haven't done shit. What was my homework?
My God. It was play Red Dead Redemption.
Oh no, I haven't done that.
You know what? You have until spring of 2018. That's an extended program. You have until spring 2018 to play Red Dead Redemption. It's a travesty that you haven't played that.
I was a little busy.
That game sounds fun. Okay, what are your E3 hopes, Andrew? Like, what's one thing that you really want to see from E3? That rhymed.
Shit, I don't even know, man. Like, I mean, I've been looking through the list of.
What do you mean you don't know? Answer us.
I'm hoping to see the Star Wars Battle. I should.
Preparation.
I'm hoping to see the Star Wars Battlefront 2 is not a complete fucking waste of time.
It's going to be a complete fucking waste.
It's going to be a
complete. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
That should have been your fear.
No,
that should have been one of your fears.
No, I'm optimistic about that.
My hope is that it sucks.
Star Wars is not about fear. It is about hope, goddammit. Your hope is that it sucks.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, I should have had a completely different section just for Star Wars Battlefront 2 where it's like
foregone conclusions.
Yeah, foregone conclusions.
My hope and my prediction is it's garbage.
Right.
Yeah. Need for Speed looked kind of interesting. I don't know. It just seems like Fast and Furious. Like if
I'm gonna have to look at that. I haven't seen that one yet.
It's the trailer. It looks all right.
Is it Fast and Furious but good?
That's not possible. That's absolutely not. That's absolutely not possible.
It is possible.
That's like Megan Fox winning an Oscar for Best Actress. It will never ever happen.
Did you guys see the trailer for Elex?
For what?
For what?
Elex.
No.
X-Lax?
Elex.
Relax?
Spell it. Did you have a synonym?
Okay. You have to go see this trailer because it's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
So it's Japanese?
Yeah, it's definitely Japanese. Absolutely.
It is. Well, no, it's from THQ Nordic and Piranha Bytes. So not Japanese.
THQ Nordic needs to chill the fuck out and just get Darksiders 3 out. They need to stop dicking around with Elex. And make sure that Darksiders 3 lives up to every one of my expectations. Hey, that's another hope.
Having regular bowel movements is serious business. Okay?
Darksiders 3 is going to. I'm going to be very upset if this game sucks as bad as the second one did.
Okay, so Elex. Well, that's my homework. We have more homework.
Elex.
More homework. Elex. We're gonna have to check out Elex. Everybody watching on Facebook.com, please let us know what are you looking forward to with E3. If you love video games, if you hate video games, if you hate E3, do you know what E3 is? E3 is the big electronics expo. What is it?
Electronic Entertainment Expo.
It's excellence entering electronics expo. But E3 is like the big gaming expo, and we're talking. It's nothing but E3 previews tonight. We're getting all of our video game stuff out of the way tonight, so we can do our Wonder Woman review finally on Thursday because these two slackers didn't go see that movie yet. But moving on, these are my hopes. I have a few hopes for E3. I'm very hopeful at this E3, although I'm very hopeful about E3 going into it every single year. And I glue my face to my computer and I'd never look up until it's over. But okay, so these are my hopes, and these are more like pie in the sky dream scenarios for me. Except for one, I want to see an Elder Scrolls 6 announcement. I want them to stop screwing around with the Elder Scrolls Online, and like maybe keep supporting it, keep having the game out there. But we don't need a Morrowind DLC that doesn't pull anybody back in. You need to. Bethesda needs to do everything they can to throw every resource they have into an Elder Scrolls 6, and maybe they have. And my hope is that they have already done that, and that there's going to be an announcement for Elder Scrolls 6. Because Skyrim, there's only so many characters that I can create in Skyrim. There's only so many hours of Skyrim that I can play on so many different platforms that I've played Skyrim on before. It's just like, cool, you redid it. Thank you for redoing Skyrim for the Xbox One. I've already played like 500 hours between the PC and the Xbox 360. Do I need to play another 100 hours on a character on the Xbox One?
Right.
And so Elder Scrolls 6 needs to be an announcement. I mean, if Bethesda, that's going to be a massive failure by them. I saw something about like Fallout 4 stuff, and I thought that they were pretty much done with Fallout 4 after the last couple of DLCs came out. But I don't want anything else from them. I don't want any more Fallout 4. I don't want any more Elder Scrolls Online. I want you to do everything you can to tell me that you at least have plans for an Elder Scrolls 6. Like, literally, if you could just kind of reach down and tickle me a little bit downstairs and like tease me a little bit with some Elder Scrolls 6 stuff. That's all I need. I don't need like full contact.
Disturbing.
Just like if we could just do it like it's like in high school whenever you do like a little dry humping. Like there's nothing else going on. It's just a little bit of touching. That's all I want from Bethesda. I want a Mario Party I want Mario Party announced for the Switch is what I want. I want to see Mario Party on the Switch because, like I said earlier, that console is phenomenal.
Right. And
it's so much fun. We have that 1-2 Switch game, and if you got 4, 5, 6 people playing it, you can play teams. It's a blast, man. I think the 1-2 Switch is really, really cool. And if you could have Mario Party on that thing, Mario Party on the Wii was one of my favorite games of all time. Kara and I played that game so much, and I would just gloat about winning every single mini game every single time. And then there'd be that one time.
When you sleep on the couch that often, you get a lot more practice.
That's true. I sleep on the couch because I choose to sleep on the couch. Thank you very much. Whether she tells me to do it or not is completely beside the point. But I want to see Mario Party on the Switch. That's kind of a hope of mine. This one isn't a pie in the sky hope. This one isn't like I'm praying they do this. This one is probably going to legitimately happen.
Right.
I just want to see some extensive Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay. I want to see gameplay trailers. I want to see a 15-minute mission or something like that. I want to see lots of Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay footage, especially since they pushed it back, which we talked about last time. I'm cool with them pushing it back.
Right.
But you got to give me something. You got to feed me. I'm a little birdie, and I need a little Red Dead Redemption worm. And I want to. Yeah, they will. That's why it's not. That's not a pie in the sky hope. That's just like I can't wait. That's what I'm. The anticipation of that is probably between that and the Scorpio. Those are the two things that I can't wait to see.
Swisher. I still need to play the first one, man.
I know. It's so disappointing. Okay, if we have real fast with you, Carrie, if we have a Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay, what do you want to see from that game? Would you rather see somebody like doing a mission, or would you rather see like a compilation of maybe like a part of a mission, just some riding around and doing some hunting? Because I know we've talked before about, like, it was a couple of episodes ago, we talked about how great the hunting in that game is, where you could spend hours just running around the wilderness killing bears.
So that's
awesome.
So it's pretty much just like Oregon Trail, where like the only thing you want to do is just go hunting the whole
It's
time.
massive. Basically. It's massively entertaining Oregon Trail kind of. Yeah.
Awesome. Can you die of dysentery?
No.
Oh. Fuck that shit.
One of my favorite things to do in that game, though, is to go. What was the name of the really rich town, like the main town that you had to try to go to?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Whatever.
The one with the brick roads?
Yeah. I go into that town and I go into their saloon and I just start killing people and wait for all the cops and U.S. Marshals to come in and try to take me out. And I just turn on grenade, throw Molotovs and crap, and just
That was 90% of my Fable. Like whenever Fable first came out, I think it was I would just go into the guild and just start fucking killing guards for hours and hours, man. That was.
All right, so what? Okay, back to the question I asked you. What do you want to see from Red Dead Redemption 2?
I don't want mission gameplay. I just want to see because I don't like the missions are fine, but I want to know how I can fuck around with this game.
Right.
That's my biggest concern. How many hours can I dick around in a particular game? That's all I care about.
Now, did Red Dead Redemption, did it have like a good multiplayer following, or was it mostly just going through the campaign?
You know, it actually had a decent multiplayer. I didn't play it like extensively. I didn't play it a whole lot, but I thought the multiplayer that they had was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot.
See, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like people really. I mean, I'm getting off topic, but like when it comes to multiplayers, there's some multiplayers that really just click. I mean, like Halo, Call of Duty. Then there's people who are just like super dedicated to shit multiplayers, like the Gears of War multiplayer folks. That is the shittiest multiplayer ever. I mean, it's the worst since fucking Unreal Tournament. But people love that shit. They go crazy for it.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
is it like a Call of Duty or a Halo, or is it a fucking Gears of War?
Yeah. It's more of like. See, that's tough. It's not
kind of neither, really.
Yeah, it's not
somewhere in between.
It's kind
Hello
of
Kitty Island Adventure.
It's kind of like both, but kind of not like both. It's more like Grand Theft Auto. It's Grand Theft
Here's
Auto.
an
Okay, so
idea.
you don't. Yeah.
How about you
It's
go play
Wild
the
West.
goddamn thing?
Yeah.
How about you
go
go
play
Okay,
the
well,
game.
fuck you guys.
It's Grand Theft Auto. It's Wild West Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's done by Rockstar,
Okay.
and it's essentially like it's that big sandbox. You have the third person view, kind of same aiming system, but it's the
Right.
Wild West.
So you can still murder hookers instead of stealing
Absolutely.
cars. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
like rape
There's
your
no
horse
cars,
and things like that.
so you can't steal cars. You can steal horses though.
Oh, okay.
But it's more. I think it's more focused though. So the storyline in Grand Theft Auto is really linear, and there's really not a whole lot of side missions and stuff to do. It's like they take you where you have to go,
right.
and the side missions are even planned
the
out.
drama of the
Right.
streets.
But with Red Dead Redemption, it's like Red Dead Redemption's like you can no. But
Fucking jets.
in Red Dead Redemption, there's so much that you can do in the open world.
Yeah.
So it's
Like Witcher.
It's more like what?
Like Witcher Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. You can just kind of run around, and the hunting, like I said, the hunting's a cool thing. There's like random events that'll happen near you. You go bounty hunting and hunt down people. You can do side missions. Yeah, you can break horses. That's actually pretty cool. Trying to break the best horses is a lot of fun. It's a great game. And Red Dead Redemption 2, if they do it well and they do it right, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be a great game. All right, so we're going to close down now. And as we close down, the last thing I want to bring up, what is everybody's predictions for E3 this year? Andrew, we'll start with you.
I predict that they will not have an Elder Scrolls.
Oh, don't do that.
I predict they will not do it.
Oh, that's
And-
going to kill me.
I don't think so either.
I think that's
I'll be
pretty
honest.
wishful thinking.
That's going to kill me if they don't have.
Well,
an
they're not.
announcement.
Just get ready because they're not going to do it. We would have heard something. There would be more. There would be more chatter. There would be more.
That's
Other
not
than
necessarily
other
true.
than all the fucking weirdos on Reddit being like, "Oh God, I hope they do it." Like it's not going to fucking.
That's not necessarily true because we hadn't heard anything about Skyrim whenever that first, and I think that was first announced at E3. I could be completely wrong, or it may have been teased like right before E3. But as
Right.
far as I know, nobody saw Skyrim coming, and then all of a sudden it was out. Same thing with Elder Scrolls Online. Bethesda usually does a pretty good job of keeping things quiet. Fallout 4 we didn't know about until they teased it in a commercial during a basketball game. I think.
Right. I don't know. I feel like there would be.
Stop.
I feel there would be more.
Stop.
It's
Stop
not
it.
going to happen.
Stop. Let me have my world that I live in. It's
This is
wonderful.
This is
Filled with Elder
this is the
Scrolls.
pony. This is the pony that you're hoping for of your adult years.
I hate
You're
you.
still not going to get it.
I'm going to kick you
not
whenever
gonna
we get
happen.
done with
Maybe-
the show.
Maybe 2018 when they push the fractured butthole back
I
again.
can't kick you. You know what? My prediction real fast. I hope they cancel the fractured butthole.
Well,
Yeah.
they might just do it.
They might.
They might.
All right, Carrie. What's your prediction for E3?
I think PlayStation probably going to rely pretty heavily on God of War because that
Yeah,
obviously
absolutely,
hasn't
they
come
are.
out,
Fuck yeah, man.
and they're going to lean pretty heavily on it because as far as I can tell, they don't really have that much in the lineup right now.
Mhm.
You don't think
You-
Gran Turismo Sport's going to steal the show?
Forza is on top right now when it comes to racing, and
Yeah,
no,
and
no
they
one,
will
no
be-
one can deny that right now.
I was being facetious.
Well, is there
Um,
any racing franchise that can take out Forza?
If there is, it's probably Gran Turismo, but I mean, was it Forza Horizon 3 was fun as hell. They're coming out with the new one for, I believe, probably going to be with the Scorpio, I would think, because that was one of the first games to come out for the Xbox One, and it looked fantastic. Yep. And if you watched the little trailer they had, well, not really a trailer, it was just screenshots that they used with like Scorpio specs, it looked fucking great. So I don't know. No one's going to dethrone them as far as I'm concerned. Probably going to be a lot of Last of Us 2 as well.
Sony I forgot about Last of Us 2. Oh, they're going to have to lean on that, and that's going to excite me. That's the only game. If Horizon Zero Dawn couldn't get me to buy a PlayStation, The Last of Us 2 could get me to find a way to. I'll sell. I don't like. Could I sell like a part of a kid? Do people buy kid parts?
Yeah, kidneys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Kid kidneys.
We're good then. If when that game comes out, I'm going to have a PlayStation 4. I think that might be. That's a game that the wife might actually surprise me with a PlayStation and then force me chain me to next to a TV.
You need to be a sperm donor so you can have a bunch of little illegitimate ones running around.
Yeah, then I could just sell random organs.
It's kind of like Jam of the Month Club, because all of a sudden you're just gonna have kids coming out of the woodwork.
God, we need to stop talking about this right now. Oh, that's disgusting. The Last of Us 2, I'm really excited about. That's another game. Like I don't know if you probably never played The Last of Us.
I've heard a lot about it. I have not played it.
Such a great game. I wasn't allowed to play it unless the wife was there to watch me play the game. The Last of Us 2. I hope they don't screw that up. I feel like I say that about so many games nowadays, where it's like, oh, they're gonna be such a great game. I hope they don't screw it up.
Well, that's because they fucking always do.
Yeah, every single time.
Like the sequel always sucks.
Yeah.
Except for the only sequel that I can remember that did not suck was Halo 2.
What about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? I thought that was a pretty.
I did not like Modern Warfare 2.
Really?
The Call of Duty for me was like Black Ops is okay. World at War was fucking awesome. Nazi Zombies on that was the best, and then every other one was just kind of like it's the same. It's the same old shit.
Yeah, I'm hard pressed to think of sequels that I liked better than the first one, and that's the thing is a lot of the games that I'm hyped for and I'm amped up about. Oh, another game that we got to see. And I'll go into this in my predictions is Destiny 2. But a lot of the games that I'm really excited to see and hear about, they're all sequels. It's Destiny 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us 2. There's so many like sequels or thirds in the franchise where it's like there's nothing that's original and new other than like Death Stranding and
that just looks fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it does. It looks really weird. I think it looks really good, but it looks really weird.
I wish they would show. Have they showed gameplay, or is it all just like the weird ass what the fuck's going on? Teaser trailers.
Yeah, it's just trailers and posters that I've seen so far. I haven't seen any gameplay.
I failed to see it really is just like here's something really odd and disturbing. And it's gonna be a great game. How do you make a game out of him holding a dead baby on a beach?
Daryl looks really cool in this high graphics.
Unless he whips out his crossbow and starts shooting zombies, I really don't see where they're going with this.
Okay, so I'll dive into my E3 prediction real fast.
It's gonna turn into a fucking platformer. I swear
to God. I think Microsoft steals the show with Scorpio and augmented reality. So this is why my predictions are always it's this is not what's obviously going to happen. It's like this is definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
But my prediction
they're all Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. But hey, if it does happen, it's going to be awesome. But I think my prediction is Microsoft steals the show with the Scorpio. They do it the right way. They find a way to not screw this up. And they really dive into it. I honestly think the reason why Microsoft didn't really buy into doing a VR headset with the Xbox One and with Project Scorpio, at least not that we know of so far.
Yeah.
They said it's we've got the Oculus Rift, we don't really need them.
Right.
But so PlayStation came out with their VR headset. The reason I think Microsoft hasn't done that is because they're like VR is cool, but augmented reality, AR is better, and they really I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more from the HoloLens this year, because 2 years ago was the first time we saw the HoloLens at E3, and they debuted it, and they debuted it with Minecraft, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more from the HoloLens, especially with the announcement that Scorpio is coming out, because augmented reality is cool. Could the Xbox One actually run augmented reality stuff?
No, I don't think it's powerful.
Probably not, but the Scorpio, you can definitely do that with it. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. I think Microsoft comes out on top for the first time in 2 or 3 years. I don't think Microsoft's been the winner in like 3 years.
Yeah, I don't see it happening this year, but I think they've got a lot more to offer this time around. I don't think it'll be such like a fucking sweep as it has been the last few years.
Just wait
For Elder Scrolls.
It's gonna happen. Elder Scrolls is going to be
Xbox exclusive. Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Only on the Scorpio.
Do you know how much of a coup that would be if Xbox got like an exclusive title, Elder Scrolls? Oh my god! All right, well, oh, I hate you. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching Nerd It Up on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network. I am Josh Beard at Josh Beard Radio. He is Andrew Van Wert at Dare Warthog on Twitter. And the weird, creepy guy in the weird, creepy robe with the weird, creepy hair and the weird, creepy pipe with his legs sticking out of his robe for some reason is at Carrie Hot Eyes. That is Carrie Craig. We are the Nerd It Up podcast.
Oh, and sorry, I interrupted branding, which is a no-no.
Oh,
but I forgot to say it earlier.
God.
So, happy anniversary, sweetie. 6 years, 8 years, and 2 months of the day that I duped her into our first date. So
I'll allow that.
A day I have been very happy with, and she has regretted ever since.
That was a worthy interruption. I don't know how you put up with them, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, so you can find us. You can find us on Twitter at NerdItUpPod, Facebook.com/NerdItUpPod. We're on iTunes. We're on Podbean, Google Play, and you can check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube and check out the Nerd It Up channel. We put all of our videos on there. If you want to watch past videos, it's easy to find us on YouTube, but you can come to Facebook.com /Watch Phantom. Like, subscribe, share, tell everybody about it. If there's anything, even just a little thing, if you think Andrew is pretty, or if you think Carrie looks sophisticated, or if you just want people to look at me and make fun of me, share it. Tell everybody about the show so everybody can watch and have a good time. Thank you so much for watching us on Facebook, everybody, and thank you for listening to us, and we will catch you next time.